Scugog Council sees 2.47% increase in operating budget. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Scugog. Scugog councillors got their first look at the 2024 draft municipal operating budget at a meeting on Monday, March 4th. The budget, presented by Treasurer Laura Barta, includes a 2.47% municipal tax increase, which is below Scugog's target of 2.5%. This represents an increase of approximately $11.23 per month on the average residential property for Scugog. It supports the township's capital program in addition to maintaining services in a period of continued inflationary increases and demand for additional services, Ms. Barta's report explained. Inflation is expected to continue to cause increases in material and supply costs, as well as for contracted services. Labor costs are also expected to increase. Public Works and Infrastructure Services has the highest expenditures of the budget, coming in at $9,930,510. The next highest is Community Services, at $2,531,300. Fire and Emergency Services sits at $2,116,500. The net operating budget totals $19,292,010. Ms. Barta mentioned the cost of steel and dust suppressant as factors in the increase to the public works side of the budget. We need to be fiscally responsible while providing value for money spent. We also need to be looking to ensure we can continue to provide these services into the future. This budget balances these objectives with the inflationary and external pressures the township is facing, Ms. Barta said. CAO Ken Nix stressed the budget does not include any new staff despite ongoing pressures. External reviews continue to show, as a lower-tier municipality, we're at the very low end of costs per household, Mr. Nix added.
Uxbridge Scouts pitch Adopt a Park plan. Daryl Knight, The Standard. Uxbridge. Councillors enthusiastically endorsed a recent plan from the local scout troop to introduce an Adopt a Park program. Similar to the long-standing Adopt a Road program, the plan was pitched to councillors at their meeting on the morning of Monday, March 4th by Catherine Marlott, the Youth Commissioner for the 1st Uxbridge Scout Group. As Ms. Marlott explained in October of 2023, the Scouts received the Lake Simcoe Region Conservation Authority's Young Conservationist Award, which inspired the group to take on additional environmental efforts in the community. The plan pitched by the Scouts would see the group adopt Elgin Park. The hope is, eventually, all parks in Uxbridge Township can be covered by the program, which would see the Scouts visit the park periodically to clean up litter and trash, as well as other beautification efforts to ensure Uxbridge's parks remain in great shape for all visitors. Councillors praised the group for their commitment to the community and the environment. I don't know that the community, maybe, fully appreciates all of the work you do, commented Ward 3 Councillor Zed Pickering. I am so thankful just to be able to walk through a clean space and to have it be a clean space, and all of the hazards are taken care of. I appreciate your group for all you're doing. Ward 4 Councillor and Deputy Mayor Willie Popp also appraised the work done by local Scouts, noting it will allow even more residents to participate in the outdoors and will be a tremendous asset to the community. A report from Deputy Director of Public Works Courtney Clark outlined the specifics of the plan, which noted the current Adopt a Road program could be expanded to include local parks. Under the current program, groups or individuals agree to maintain a designated portion of township property. The recommendation the program be expanded to include parks, with the Scouts assigned to Elgin Park, was unanimously approved by Council. Update on Bob Cajun Swing Bridge. Dan Kearns, The Standard. Kawartha Lakes. Kawartha Lakes councillors heard an update on work on the Bob Cajun Swing Bridge at a meeting on Tuesday, March 5th. The presentation was made by Dave Britton, a director with Ontario Waterways and Parks Canada. This has been a challenging project for Parks Canada. It has taken much longer than was originally anticipated. And I think we've learned some difficult lessons through the course of it, Mr. Britton said. Construction on the bridge started in October of 2020, and the project was originally scheduled to take 8 months to complete. The final steps for the project include the planning, design, and the installation of end lifts. The installation will be done by the Trent Severn Waterways maintenance team. Our target is to get that work done prior to the beginning of the navigation season, which starts on May 17th, Mr. Britton stated.
Brock approves 2024 municipal budget. Darrell Knight, The Standard. Brock. After weeks of careful deliberation, Brock councillors recently approved the 2024 municipal budget, with an increase of approximately 3.97%. It is important to note the increase represents how much the total municipal budget is increasing, not the property tax bill for local homeowners. Council approved the budget at their meeting on the morning of Monday, March 4th. The portion of the total tax bill a homeowner pays annually in Brock Township is approximately 37%. The region of Durham and school boards make up the difference. The budget increase will result in a 1.5% increase to a resident's total property tax bill. This will show itself in approximately $57 more a year for the average home assessed at $300,000, or approximately $19.15 per year for each $100,000 of residential assessment. Councillors praised the work of staff over the past several months for their diligent work on the municipal budget, which saw the tax levy pared down by approximately half once the final document had been approved. Staff did a lot of heavy lifting here. They did a lot of work on this budget, going back months, commented Mayor Walter Schumer. I want to continue the thanks, right down to the residents. We had great input from residents, and that's important because it's largely their money we're spending. The total budget for 2024 is $29,024,712, of which a total of $10,713,733 is funded by tax levy and is used by the following township departments: Planning and Building, Corporate and IT, Fire, Protection and Crossing Guards, the Brock Public Library, Public Works, Parks and Recreation, and Public Buildings. The 2024 budget also includes capital projects totaling $13,845,000, including roads and bridges projects / fleet replacement of $3,151,000, Parks and Recreation projects of $10,370,000, and fire and emergency services equipment of $324,000. Fenelon Falls subdivision plan sent back for further review. Dan Kearns, The Standard, Kawartha Lakes. The City of Kawartha Lakes Planning Advisory Committee heard several community members' comments on a proposed subdivision in Fenelon Falls and has referred the plan back to staff for further review. At a meeting on Wednesday, March 6th, the Advisory Committee had a presentation and public meeting on a proposed official plan amendment from Digram Developments on lands known as 808 County Road 121. The official plan amendment contemplates an expansion of the Fenelon Falls settlement area boundary and a redesignation of the lands from rural to urban settlement area, which would permit the proposed mixed-use residential and open space uses, read a report from Matt Alexander of WSP, Williams Sales Partnership, Canada. The draft plan of subdivision seeks to create the proposed lot and street fabric to develop 427 single detached dwellings, 242 street townhouse dwellings, 1 mixed-use block, and 3 medium-density residential blocks, for a total of 894 residential dwelling units. Mr. Alexander told committee members the site is currently occupied predominantly by agricultural lands, with a section of wooded lands located in the southern central portion of the site. Mr. Alexander also pointed out a number of studies and information from commenting agencies on the development either need further review or have not been submitted yet. Ryan Windle of Digram said his company is very excited about this project and said he believes this project is a win-win-win for us, the city, and the province. Members of the public were then able to speak about the development. William Denby said he feels this development is not good for the community and not good for the location it is being proposed in. Angel Godso said she feels there is no justification in turning this agricultural land in close proximity to one of our valuable assets into a subdivision. The report noted the committee has also received 9 written comments from members of the community. Comments have expressed concern with the proposed development, including a concern regarding the lack of infrastructure available to support the development, increased traffic flows, tax increases to local residents, disruption to wildlife and the natural environment, increased disrepair to the existing road network, negative impacts during the construction phase, the size of the public notice sign, and timing of the meeting.
Welcome to You've Got to Be Kidding, a podcast that offers a different perspective of life around us. Listen now to author Jonathan Van Bilsen.
I've been riding a bicycle regularly for the past 30 years and quite enjoy it. The other day, I began to wonder how long this mode of transportation has been around, and after some digging, was quite surprised at its origin. It all started with the invention of the running machine in the early 19th century. This was a simple, two-wheeled vehicle propelled by the rider's feet pushing off the ground. It was invented by Karl Dreiss, a German baron, in 1817. Dreiss's invention was the first step toward the modern bicycle. However, it was not until the 1860s that bicycles as we know them today began to take shape. In 1861, a French metalworker named Ernest Michaud added pedals to the front wheels of the Draisine, creating a bicycle propelled by pedaling instead of pushing off the ground. This invention became known as the velocipede. The velocipede gained popularity quickly, and by the 1870s, bicycle clubs were forming all over Europe and North America. However, the early bicycles were heavy and uncomfortable, with solid rubber tires that made for very bumpy rides. In the late 19th century, significant improvements were made to the design of bicycles. In 1885, John Kemp Starley, an English inventor, introduced the safety bicycle. This new design featured two wheels of the same size, a chain drive connecting the pedals to the rear wheel, with pneumatic tires filled with air for a much smoother ride. The safety bicycle was much safer and more comfortable than earlier models, and it quickly became the standard design for bicycles. The invention of the safety bicycle sparked a cycling craze in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Bicycles became a popular mode of transportation, allowing people to travel farther and faster than ever before. They also became a symbol of freedom and independence, especially for women, who embraced cycling as a means of breaking free from traditional gender roles. In addition to transportation, bicycles became popular for recreation and sport. Cycling races such as the Tour de France were established, attracting competitors and spectators from around the world. Bicycle technology continued to evolve, with innovations such as multi-speed gears, lightweight materials, and aerodynamic designs pushing the limits of speed and performance. During the 20th century, bicycles remained a popular mode of transportation, especially in countries where cars were less common or expensive. In many parts of the world, bicycles are still a primary means of getting around, offering an affordable, environmentally friendly, and healthy way to travel. Having been born in the Netherlands, bicycles are near and dear to me, and I was shocked there are more than 850 of these two-wheelers in Amsterdam alone. That's more than the total population of the city. Who knew? I'm Jonathan Van Bilsen, and this is You've Got to Be Kidding.
You've Got to Be Kidding was presented by X4 Media with permission from the Standard Media Group. We endeavor to make all information contained in this program as accurate as possible at production time. X4 Media and the Standard Media Group are not responsible for any liabilities resulting from information contained in this program. For more information, please visit x4media.ca.
The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio for the Standard newspaper.